what's the objection that you typically get the most?
I need to go speak with my business partners on this.
Okay. And what offers this for?
This is for like a business mentorship, so business scaling mentorship.
Business scaling mentorship. Okay. And when they say that based on the average discovery that you've been having, is that true in the sense of, oh shit, their business partner should have probably been on the call the whole time because they're joint in the decision? Or is that they're now just abdicating the responsibility at the end of the call rather than them having to pull their finger out?
I think they are abdicating. So a lot of the time I've
Okay.
on the call so far, like it's their quote business partner, but I know that business partner is not in charge of this department, like the marketing or the sales department. It's someone else,
Okay.
or it's we have.
Let's pause so we don't go too deep into it. So let's start with that. I'm actually going to be the prospect. So
Okay.
just talk about what you just said. So I'm saying, yeah, this is the best program I've seen. I definitely need to do this. I just need to go and talk to my business partner about it first.
Okay. Was that the business partner you mentioned is responsible for the fulfillment rather than the marketing and sales that you're struggling with?
It's okay, but that felt like you're beating around the bush because you said it upside down. It's not, is that the person that's responsible for this? It's, is that the person that's not responsible for this problem in this department that you're responsible for solving?
Right.
So you see, I'm upping the ante of truth versus falsehood. So do it again. I'll start. Sounds fantastic. I know I need to do this. Best program I've ever seen. I just need to go and talk to my business partner.
Okay. Isn't that the business partner that's not responsible for the marketing and the sales of which you are responsible for, and you have not been able to solve this problem for the past 3 years?
Well, that sounds like a bit of a dickhead thing to say to me, Dr. Robin.
Is it not true?
Yeah, but why are you challenging me like that? Like, can't I just talk to my business partner?
I'm challenging you because you're the one that's just been telling me for the past
Pause,
hour.
pause, pause. Now you're getting heated. You
Right.
can have emotions, but you can't be emotional. Then you're going to get combative. So backtrack again. Well, I don't know why you're saying that. Like, it feels like you're just challenging me and being a bit of a dick, to be honest.
Well, is it true that you are responsible for the marketing and sales?
I would have gone something like this. Like, do you really believe that I'm the type of person in regards to helping you solve this problem that I am going to be a dick to you? Or are you getting triggered and projecting it onto me because I am the voice of reason and truth right now? What I would be doing is separating, okay, let me believe you that you think I'm a dickhead. Well, then we're never going to work together because you wouldn't hire a dickhead. So I'm trying to break down like, do do you actually believe that, or are you now just throwing a fucking cannonball out there to try and deviate around the truth?
The truth
So
being
that's
that,
almost like a handle of like kind of an unsell. I'm kind of like, okay, well, if all of a sudden you think I'm a dickhead because I'm trying to help you and tell you the truth, then if you actually believe that, then we should never work together. And then now they're on the back foot because now they're like, I don't actually think you are a dickhead. I'm kind of just pissed off that you're telling me the truth. You see what I'm doing? Okay, so let's do it
100%.
again. I'll go right from the start. It sounds fantastic. This is definitely the program I need to do, but I just need to talk with my business partner first.
Is that the business partner that's not responsible for the marketing and the sales of which you are responsible for, which you haven't been able to accomplish these past 3 years?
Well, yeah, but I don't know why I just can't talk to my business partner. I mean, it feels like you're kind of pressuring me a little bit.
If you really think I'm pressuring you, you know, is that really me being present and being here of service to you to help you move through these things and help you solve this challenge that you've been telling me for the past hour that you want to solve and you're responsible for and haven't been able to accomplish? Like, if you really believe that, or or are you just maybe feeling a bit emotional that what I'm telling you here is the voice of reason?
I think I understood like 50% of what you said, so I can't say I agree or disagree. I got a little bit confused with the wording, so could you try and tell me what you were trying to communicate again in a different way?
Is the pressure that you're feeling, is that really because I'm just calling out, having listened to you this past hour, I'm just calling out the truth and the reason? And so that pressure that you've been not putting on yourself for the past year is now coming to the front because I'm being straight with you about it.
Still confusing me. Try it again. I'm being a realistic prospect. I get what you're saying, but I'm not really clear on where you're going. What's the real issue? The real issue is he's trying to say you're the problem. So you need to discuss that. Just like, what would you do if this was in the discovery? So, and this is the mindset, is like, let's just imagine we're not in the post price drop, and the prospect, you've just challenged the prospect on something, literally the same thing. Why haven't you solved scaling your business? Well, we're struggling with XYZ in another department of the business that's someone else's responsibility. You'd be like, well, I hear you, but that's not what we're talking about. And so if it was just this happening in the discovery, how would you handle it? Prospects like, and then you said to him, well, that's not what we're talking about. And he's like, well, why are you being a dick? Why are you pressuring me? How would you handle that if it wasn't post price drop?
Right. Do you really think I'm being a dick just by trying to help you solve through and sift through all of these problems and get to the truth?
Well, it does feel like you're pressuring me with the conversation.
Yes, but also because you haven't looked at all of these things, and now I'm just holding up the mirror and helping you to be able to see
Well, I'm not sure if I'm on this call for a therapy call. Like, why do you need to hold up the mirror?
so that we can get to the truth and find out if what the problem that you haven't been able to solve is something that we can help you with.
Well, based on your marketing, I think you can help me. Yeah.
Yeah, but based on what we've been talking about here, I'm not entirely clear and sure that you've been completely true and honest with yourself for the past few years. And so here we are trying to get to the truth of the truth.
Right. I agree with that.
So why does that feel pressuring?
Guess I'm just not used to having someone call me the fuck out, I guess.
What's more pressuring? Me just helping you.
That's a cheesy word track. Don't use that.
Cheesy word track. Okay.
Don't use that. So he's agreed with you. What would you now need to do?
Okay. So now that he's agreed that he's not used to being called out,
You
I
now
just
need to tie him
ask him
down.
again. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay. So what is the truth in context?
I think we've kind of already covered what is the truth. The truth is I'm lying to myself, and I'm not used to being pressured. So now you have to get him to pick a lane. So how would you
Got
do
it.
that?
Okay, got it. So now that we've established that you haven't been telling yourself the truth and we haven't really seen all this, and are you okay with me holding up the mirror for the rest of this call for us to really get deeper on this and get clarity?
It's not bad, but I wouldn't say, are you okay with it? It's like half in, half out. Like we need a real solid tie
Got
down.
it. Okay. Well, look, now that we've established about you've been lying to yourself and this is obviously part of the problem, for the rest of the call, we're going to be going more deep and holding up the mirror. Do you wish to proceed?
Sounds uncomfortable.
Well, yes, might be. As you said, you're not used to it, but do you want to get over this problem or not?
Okay, so let's go back on that previous question. One thing you do is, because and I see a lot of me and you, when you start to feel, and this is subconscious, when you start to feel your emotions rising, you over talk as like a, maybe I can intellectualize my way through the sentence, and then that's kind of gonna like almost distract from my emotion. So what you want to do is you want to control your emotion more and be stoic and just say less. Just say the thing and then shut up. Okay. So let's go back to the previous point. So I said, it sounds, I mean, it just sounds like it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation.
Yes.
And then I just got to sit there and fucking wrestle with it as the prospect, which is exactly the point. You're not doing the work.
Hmm.
They're doing the work.
Yeah.
Did you feel that when you just
Yeah,
said
100%.
yes? And then I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, now I'm fucked. Okay. So now let's backtrack. That is the same in objections. So this is why we don't teach it, because what's the fucking difference? The only difference now is in principle, you can't unsell someone because they already committed in the discovery. They need this and they need you. They need you to help them through the truth. They've heard the pitch. They fucking loved it. And then now it's just the price. And so you're at this kind of point where like you got to kind of fucking drag them over the line. Now you drag them over the line by your questions making them do the work,
Yeah,
but
they're
you
doing the
don't.
dragging.
Well, it's like you basically just can't quit on them now. Whereas in the discovery, it's like if you aren't going to align in the discovery, I'm not going to do this for you. Whereas you've already passed that bridge. And so it's like you've kind of made like a handshake agreement after the discovery of like, I'm going to pull you over this fucking line now. Now, you can't do it for them, but as they're trying to wriggle around, you're like, hey, motherfucker, we've had this conversation. We've agreed on this in the previous part of the call. You fucking dribbled over my pitch. And now the only thing getting in the way is your mind viruses over the price. That's like the philosophy of it. There's not that kind of back door that you have in the discovery where we might just not be aligned. We know we're aligned now. You're just trying to fight it. I can't allow you to fight it now. You've already agreed that we're in alignment. The price doesn't mean we're not in alignment. Price doesn't mean shit. You needing to ask your business partner that's not involved in this decision is not that we're maybe not in alignment. It's you just wriggling around. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But the mechanics of it is exactly the fucking same. Okay, so let's do the business partner one. We're in objection.
Josh, because I get the business partner one now.
Okay, all right.
One
Another one.
one thing that I find is quite concrete is like we have an agreement. It's quite long. It's a contract like 6 or 7 pages long, and the common one is, oh, I need to take this to my lawyer and get them to read over it.
I mean, ideally, you don't want a super long agreement because that's a fair. I mean, that's not an objection. That's a. And so now we're into a different conversation, which is objections versus logistical process. I'm about to sign a 20-page contract. I want a lawyer to look over it. That's not an objection. An objection is like, I know I wanted to do it, and then now I'm going to put something in the way to try and give myself an out from doing it. Now, the lawyer contract can be an objection, and that's for you to figure out by being fully present as the closer. Like, are they actually going to go and give this to a lawyer and sign it? And are they in a rush? And do they want to rock and roll? And are they ready to go? Or are they now just flaking on me? And that's presence that will allow you to
Yeah,
tell that. So
correct.
based on your experiences with that, how many of them would you say are they do actually just need to run it past a lawyer, and how
Yeah,
many of
to
them
be
would you say
fair,
is bullshit and
on this
bullshit?
new offer that I'm on, it's happened twice, and both of those have come back and signed the contract within a week.
Yeah, so a good mindset to install is what is an objection versus what is just they're already ready to go. We just have to sign this thing. That's not an objection. And you'll really fuck yourself up if you have the mindset of it being an objection because you'll
Yeah,
communicate that in your energy. And then
yeah,
now they'll feel that you're like pissed off that they need to do something totally reasonable. And so
yeah,
that's why when we went into the business partner objection, the first thing I asked you was like, well, like, is that true? Like, do they actually have to talk to their business partner? If the answer is no, which most of the time it's fucking bullshit, now we're objection handling. Whereas
yeah,
if they're like, well, this person's going to be the one to execute it, well, that's a bit of a tricky one because if it's someone that's going to execute it that's like an equal, then yeah, you need to check with them. Like, do you mind doing this? Like, you're going to be the one executing the plan. The objection, which is a bullshit one, is where it's a CEO saying, well, I need to ask my marketing manager because she's going to be the one to execute it. It's like, so fucking fire her or tell her to fucking do her job. Like, what do you mean you need to ask her? Do you mind doing this? Like, so again, like if it's that scenario, then we would do exactly what we just did and get into, is she a business partner? No, she's an employee. So who tells her what to do? I do. So why are you now the one pandering to her needs like a little puppy dog, being like, I need to check on her? And then straight away, especially if you drop a bit of sarcastic humor, they're like, yeah. Now they won't tell you they're lying at that point. They'll be like, yeah, and they'll get a little bit triggered. And then you do basically what we just did now, which is handling the fact that they're getting triggered by it, being like, I noticed that when I told you the truth, you were getting a bit pissed off. Are you getting pissed off because I'm lying to you and I'm trying to fucking close you? Or are you getting pissed off because I'm calling out your bullshit, which is exactly why you're where you are and not where you want to be? Now they're starting to be tied down. They're like, fuck. And then you tie it down again. I'd be like, I am going to continue calling out your bullshit if you want to work with us. Are you okay with that? Or do you want to go and ask your marketing manager for permission? And I'm like quadruple tying them down until they are in the palm of my hand, which is, as you've seen me do on the role plays, we did one yesterday. I don't know if you're on the call.
I was
Like
there.
you get the prospect into the palm of your hand. whether you're in objections, whether you're in discovery, and how do you do that with the truth and holding the line of the truth. How many deals have you already lost this week that you could have closed but didn't because you were out of state? I'm not a fan of sales hacks, but if there was one thing you could do before your next sales call to raise your closing percentage, it's using my patented pre-call checklist. Imagine taking just 60 seconds to read 5 to 7 personalized bullet points on a piece of paper, and as unbelievable as it may sound, puts you into the optimal state to access your highest sales skills on every call. That's the pre-call checklist. I'm going to show you how to create your own. All you need is a piece of paper and to go through the training that I'm going to give you. Thousands of salespeople have used this framework to close more deals, and you can have your own for free. No strings attached in a matter of minutes. Click the link below this video, enter your email, and grab it right now.